high. So for all those people who like to pay taxes really, really willingly, are you getting what you pay for? For me, the answer is no. I don't think we're getting what we pay for at all, seeing as across the board what we pay is 85% tax. That's because there's tax on everything that we buy, that's you know, from cars to you know, carton of juice in the shop. So across the board, that actually means that 85% represents 85% of your life energy. So anyway, I want to expose the Metropolitan Police today because that's one of the so-called services that you're paying for, and I don't think that you get what you pay for. And today I was prevented from reporting a crime. So I rang 101 after basically speaking to a member of police staff there. I was really disappointed, so I'm going to expose him. Bought a car and didn't come up on an HPI report or anything like that. That the previous keeper had been issued with some fines on that car, which I must add are unlawful anyway, but that's for another day. So something needed to be done to the car. Car was parked outside a garage. A car was obviously spotted by a camera or the like, and a breach of data protection was made via DVLA, another fraudulent agency of the beloved HM Parliaments and Governments PLC. And the car was towed. Guy in the garage tried to stop the bloke and said, you know, this is, I know the guy that's bought this, and you know, if this relates to previous fines, you know, they're not his fines. He just bought the car and brought it down here to be repaired. They proceeded, took the car away anyway. They left a notice, rang them, they asked for documents, insurance, receipt, etc. All sent, no problem. And then they said, we're sorry, the documents are not good enough. We advise that you pay 600 odd quid. So that was that. And we said, no, you're not paying. You've had the documents. You've had the receipt of sale. That is your proof of purchase. There's no getting away from that. You go into a shop, you get a receipt. That's your proof of purchase. And that's what was available to them, plus the insurance, V5, pictures of all the, you know, all the documents, 2 keys, everything else. Even the previous keeper called them and said, I've sold the vehicle on. Obviously, it's a civil debt between whoever issued the fine and the previous keeper. That much is true. That is a civil matter between those two. It's actually a criminal matter because they don't have, again, they're making a claim under the Road Traffic Act. So it is actually criminal, but they won't recognise, it's very difficult to get them to recognise this once they've actually taken your property. Anyway, so the fact of the matter is that it's not a civil matter between me and the enforcement company, because I haven't been issued with a fine and I bought the vehicle, the debt wasn't transferred to me, therefore they've stolen my car. And then I rang so I said, that's okay, that's fine. You've got my proof of purchase. DVLA are going to take 4 weeks to process a V5, and the V5 says on it, this is not proof of ownership. So you have the proof of ownership already. Basically, You want to get the fine out of somebody, but you're not going to get it out of us, and we are going to get the car back at some point. Anyway, 101 would not let me recognise it as a crime. No. The staff member who answered the phone, his warrant number was 722543. He's not a policeman, he's police staff. And therefore he's not under oath. He wouldn't recognise it as a crime, and he wouldn't put me through to my local police station to speak to a policeman or a policewoman who is under oath either. He refused, and he said, I'm now clearing the call, bye, and he put the phone down. So there we go. Anyway, if you don't know, this is the UK police officer's oath. I, name of address, do solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will well and truly serve the Queen in the office of constable, with fairness, integrity, diligence and impartiality, upholding fundamental human rights and according equal respect to all people, and that I will, to the best of my power, cause the peace to be kept and preserved and prevent all offences against people and property, and that while I continue to hold the said office, I will to the best of my skill and knowledge, discharge all the duties thereof faithfully according to law. Okay, so that's their oath. So their oath is to keep the peace and to protect life and property, people and property. So there's a civil matter between a previous keeper and somebody who's issued a fine to that previous keeper. So the person who's issued the fine, whoever it was, a borough of London or TfL, whoever it was, who's issued a fine to the previous keeper, there is only material evidence that there is a fine issued to that man or woman. But there is no material evidence that a fine has ever been issued to me for that. So therefore, they've taken the car, it belongs to me, I've proved that with a receipt, and they won't recognise that as a crime. And they said I wasn't allowed to report it as a crime, it's a civil matter. And I protested and said no, it is a civil matter between the previous keeper and whoever issued the fine. I don't have a fine relating to the vehicle, and the fine is to the man or woman, not to the vehicle. Even though it relates to the vehicle, it is to the man or the woman. If they no longer own that vehicle, then an enforcement agent can't take it, it's mine. If I prove that it's mine via a proof of purchase, a receipt signed by the previous keeper, he's sold it, transferred it to me, but he's not transferred the debt, just the car, just the vehicle he's sold to me, then there's my proof of purchase. And he actually even said, well, anyone can make up a receipt. So at that point, without seeing a shred of evidence, one, refuses to report a crime, and two, implies that I've made up the receipt. So these are the sort of services, if you like, that you're paying for. Because you just love funding them, people. You just keep funding the government and all the sub-offices. These are the sort of people. And I must get one thing really straight, okay? The public. Public is not you, okay? The public are the employees of HM Parliaments and Governments PLC and all their sub-offices. They are public servants because they work for that company, okay? And I just read out to you the policeman's oath. Who's his oath to? Is it to the people? No, it's not to the people. So you are paying for a service for them to serve the Queen and their company. They're civil enforcement officers. They are not policemen. They're not policewomen anymore. Okay? They don't serve the people. They are not there to serve the people. They are there to enforce civil fines and basically all their other sub-offices. So all the borough councils who issue the parking tickets, the police themselves who issue the speeding tickets, the anything that they claim is under an Act of Parliament. They're all issued by sub-offices of HM Parliaments and Governments PLC. So they are there to enforce fines issued upon you without your consent for funds for themselves, to rob you, and they're there to serve their company for the benefit of their company. They are not there to protect you or serve you. They do not care. They are not under an obligation to protect you because their oath is not to the people of this land. So I think we've got that pretty clear now, that I think that pretty much that oath goes for all police forces in England and Wales, certainly. I may be wrong if I've got that wrong. My apologies for disinformation, but I don't think I have got that wrong. That oath stands as an oath in England and Wales, police officers. So they are officers of a company, a private limited company, and that's who they serve. So please make no mistake, police do not serve you and their oath is not to you. Hope that's really clear. And hopefully people are going to grow a backbone and stop funding. So when I say stop funding, I mean go and cancel all your direct debits. Go and, let them know. Let them know you mean business, because let me tell you, they're the few, we are the many. And the only way that this Dick Turpin robbery will stop is when you stop funding them. Now I'm sure there's going to be lots of people that are going to comment at some point underneath this video telling me that I'm a danger to this and I'm a danger to that if I don't stand under acts and statutes. Well, let me tell you, that's bullshit. And I'm not a danger to anybody, and neither is anyone else who acts morally. But the fact is that we don't stand under acts and statutes because they're not law and they're rules and regulations of a private corporation. You're not obligated to stand under them. You're not obligated to accept their rules and accept their fines when those rules are broken because you haven't signed your agreement to them. So I just want to get that really abundantly clear. Okay? Their oaths are not even to you. They do not serve you. They serve themselves. They issue fines left, right and centre against the people of this land for assumed agreement to their rules and regulations. It's like Sainsbury's or any other company just enforcing their will upon you when they have no agreement that you've agreed to any of their rules at all, and then they think that they can just send somebody round to start collecting. And this is why this must go viral, and people must understand en masse, stop paying everything, stop funding them, starve the beast. It's the only way. It's time to wake up now. It's time to stop being robbed. It's time to take our lives back. Everything can go on as it does. All the people can still do all the jobs they do, and we can all have everything that we need in abundance. There is still much work to be done to keep everything rocking and rolling, but at the end of the day, this doesn't involve fining people for things that they haven't agreed to. It's a joke, and paying for services for people who are not there to serve us. So I hope that's clear, and I hope you all got the police staff who wouldn't put me through to a policeman or policewoman. Oh, and just one other thing as well, that I did ring my local police office, the ward, because the police station hasn't got a number. It just puts me back through to 101, and 101 wouldn't put me through. weren't interested, and I left a message for the local ward as well to say they had an answer phone to say that I want to report a crime. 101 won't put me through to anyone, they're not interested, and they didn't ring back either. So just goes for to show you they're not interested. All they're interested in is enforcing fines, keeping you poor and creating funds for their own company. Please, please stop paying, stop funding. You have to make the funding cuts, you have to grow a spine, and you have to grow a pair of balls, and you have to get on with it. Okay, hope that some of you do that, hope that a lot of you do that, because otherwise this is the world that your kids are going to grow up in. Pure extortion from the biggest gang out there. But know this, if you ditch your fear, then we're actually the biggest gang, we're the people, and we all need to stand up and stand together. So peace, people. Let's get on with this. Take care. Bye.